window panes, cheap champagne, a face appears, and anything could happen in these cathedrals we roam, where shadow people dance and trade their glance and walk home alone. Staring out the window of the Roosevelt Hotel, watching Midtown empty out and a kiss of farewell. They say we come from nothing and to nothing we'll return, and in between is gravity and bridges left to burn.
This has to be the fastest self-promo I've ever done because I'm almost done, and we only had the one song so far. Started on the next one here, which is still The Midnight, which is an amazing band, but we're gonna be playing with Scoots and Merriment, actually, this time, which is exciting. I love those two beans. They're great beans. Met them through through Filthy.
Didn't fall in love with you.
I don't know what I'm doing right now. I fucked something up.
It was a song I was singing.
I'm still adjusting to the one monitor life, which won't last forever, but
That I can't stay. And I'm sorry. We're like years away. I bite your lip.
hi, Scoots. I gotta give you snug, Scoots. I have to make sure I'm spelling your name correctly, otherwise, my phone gets weird. I think I've spelled it right. Looks right. The point is I snug you.
I fell in love with the feeling and your funny faces. You were beautiful and broken in all the right places. I'm sorry that I can't stay. I'm sorry we're like years away.
Ooh, hugs and snugs? Alright, it's time. What happens to all the love we lose? We'll replace some squads. Oh. I should have some time to change my fit while we queue up here. Okay, so, first of all, I have new emotes, but I don't really... It's gonna be at the last slot anyways, so... Why... I don't want to edit, I just want to clear this out. I'm gonna stay a cat, even though I could be moth. Oh man, no, I think I gotta be a moth. It's too nice. I like it too much. And I got the outfit. I always get the DLC. I'm a content creator for the game here, so I feel like I should show off the loot, the goods, you see. I mean, look at these wonderful outfits. The artists in this game are amazing. More the moth outfit with... Is it cottagecore? I forgot what they said it was. I think I want to wear that, the antennas. I forgot what the weapons I were. And I'm probably scrolling way too quickly. Oh, hey, it's Lamp. Gotta have Lamp. Praise be Lamp. This is pretty too, though. Gotta have Lamp, though. It's gotta be Lamp. The gravestone plant. My pet, I could use a pigeon or a mini hyena. Those are the newest ones. But I really like the raven, so we're gonna keep the raven. And now I am moth. I want a new bug. Fish. Moth indeed. It's a big fish. Oh, there's a fishing frenzy over there. Lamp. Ooh. Ooh, I think that one's new. Outside, the sky is blue, there are monsters in the spirit. Bad luck.
Kids are sad, the parents too. Kids get high in the spare bedroom. We grow up and move away. The seasons pass, but the monsters stay.
This is gonna be entertaining. Oh no, Merriment. Oh god. Okay, hold on. Let me try and get you. Shit, okay, yeah, I hear. Oh god, okay, hold on. I need a gun. Where's the gun? Yeah, here we go. Here. Oh, you bitch. No. You can only yay, they've been murdered. I got your DNA, though. I'm gonna try and hide myself. God, I don't know where Scoots is. Okay, Scoots is this way. Okay, Scoots is here. We're just gonna... No, this bitch got up! I want to personally beat this dragon. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Normally I'd be a little sorry, but you fucking assassinated us and our team, so we need to revive Merriment. Where's the fucking... There's one down here somewhere. I should probably be healing while we go. Another gun, very important. Oh shit. GG. Alright, I'm a little rusty. It's been a minute since played. I'm just a moth sitting by a fountain. Wait, hold on. Why am I sitting at a fountain when I should be staring at this lamp? Praise lamp. Mandy. Okay, at least this time we're by less of a hot drop area. That was intense. Come on, good gun. Yes, green Uzi. I love it. It's beautiful. I guess I'll take the AK too. Time to break crates. Whack. I'm whacking them with my... Ooh, ninja booties, my favorite. Slight increase to overall speed. Ooh, that's a bomb. The range on that gun is not good. Shit. Oh, I'm gonna meet you guys from down here. Hopefully I get them. No! Where is this guy? Is it a whole team? Shit, guys. Well, let me try and get you Bay Day at least. Who is this fucking guy? Fucking assassins over here. Here, let me try and sneak around to get your DNA and hopefully get you back. Okay, cool. I got your DNA. If I can at least get you guys revived. I'm just afraid to look at the map for where the thing is because I feel unsafe, but I'll hide here. There's one literally right over there. Okay, cool. Hi, Banan. Okay. Everything's fine. No, it's not fine! Oh god, it's so not fun! This is bullshit! Fuck you. Fuck you, bot. Ah! Keep your fucking shotgun away from me. I said keep your shotgun away from me. Fuck. Oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. No! Ah! No! Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Yeah, just fucking, Whew! Oh, okay, alright. To the fire. Oh, praise be. That was fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie, that was really funny. I can't believe we pulled this off. I guess, maybe I'm not as rusty as I thought I was. Definitely still a bit rusty, but, oh, no. Shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm cooked. I'm just gonna... Yeah, we're cooked. Hey, but that previous revival and everything was still pretty rad, so. And 69 Carl coins. Very nice. And we placed 6th. Not bad. Remember that we're a team of 3 going against squads of 4 primarily, so we have a disadvantage. So when we do well, we're doing extra well. Positivity for you. This time I won't throw it. Listen, like, sometimes I'm actually surprised I haven't done that yet because I tend to be the one who just runs right into the bullets and just, I mean, a lot of times I'll do it as a method to body block my teammates too because I'd rather see everyone else live. But, like, I don't know, that time, the instinct told me to just sneak away and collect your DNA and revive you, and, I'm surprised that worked out as well as it did. There was definitely bumps in the road, but it was fun. That was a really good game. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to do. I wanted to do Smooch. Now I'm gonna make it rain. No! Oh, clean eyes, breaking my heart, no right ways in my mind, clean eyes. Oh man, I saw that purple Uzi down there, and I was just like, oh, nut. Uzis are officially my favorite gun. I mean, they go faster than the dualies, so. But dualies also still good. Which way are you guys going? That way? Low-key, I'm gonna meet you over there. There's a purple pistol down here, and I need it. I'm confident I will make my way there. What is that? A new gun. Alright. I have dualies. Making my way back to my teammates over here. Oh, it's an Uzi. On the door 3 times. Hey, buddy. I think that... Is this the same person from before? Are they looking for vengeance? Ooh, nice. They got me. Silly, silly. Oh. Got a plague doctor down there. Give me something useful, please. Oh, shit. Oh, good. Okay, I thought that was actually gonna be a fucking... okay, what can I... Oh, Jesus. Oh, we're so fucking cooked here. But, I was like, let me try and revive you. Just kidding, I'm getting hit by a fucking egg. Hashtag egg. GG's. It's gonna be hot. I mean, we got a lot of content creators on. We got a lot of people who only come on for the updates, like myself at this point. Guilty. Which is probably why they didn't invite me for the preview event. But honestly, I was a little upset at first because, you know, my ego was just like, but I've been doing it for years. How could they not invite me? But, I mean, as far as I understand, it's a pretty popular game. There's, like, a lot of people who are in, and they, like, take people out. They have a lot of people who are interested in the event, and they only have so many slots. So, in that regard, if I've done it a lot, then let someone else have a chance, right? So, there's lots of content creators out there, and we want to lift them up and give them visibility. But basically, just like the rest of y'all, I got to find out the specifics of the well, okay, I'm a content creator, so like I saw a little bit of a preview in a way, but I didn't get to play the preview beforehand. you know, and get a little first-hand play through of it. But me. In hindsight, it's like a week in advance, so it's like, you know, it's cool to be there and see the preview and like get to participate, but I wish I made more content last time. And right now I certainly can't take clips as easily because I don't have my I finally did bring the Stream Deck here, I just have to set it up. I had to get a new USB extender. And I do have the Xbox controller, so if anyone wants to do the redeem for that, I can do that. Pyramid? I was just like, no one's really dropping here. Ooh. Whee! Oh, yes. I have a dart fly over here. I can heal you guys. My favorite. Using a lamp to smack these, is pretty nice. Praise lamp. Okay, so hear me out. Praise banana lamp, where the lamp is a banana light. Oh, we gotta go south. Whee! I guess I'll take that. Ah, shit. I'm just a moth on an emu. As the darkness falls. Gob. Do I know what time it is? Oh, did you redeem glasses? I can't. There it is. Okay. I knew that was coming. Let me give you some snugs real quick. As well. Alright. Alright. Whew. Timer 10 minutes. And now I'm blind. Go team. Oh, this is gonna suck. Lurking while I stuff my face with Subway? Hell yeah. You eat that Subway, Gob. I'll peck him. I'm gonna peck him. Oh, Jesus. This time it was me who threw. Oh, God. Ooh, careful so you don't drop. Ooh. Yes, Scoots, you can make it. Oh dear. Oh, we're gonna make it. Oh no. So close. That dang gas. It's definitely challenging when you get surrounded by, like, 2 teams at once with the gas encroaching on you. That was tragic. It was a little tragic, but it's okay. It's okay.
I move slowly in the haze of people pulsing like the sun. Under glowing
Moth.
eyes of neon sky spinning in slow motion. Diving deep in the heart, floating in the blue, and the ocean as ours. Let it carry me to you, 'cause love is an ocean. Love is an ocean. Love is an Love is an life back at the surface, always a struggle through our days. But when sun bursts on the water, I feel longing to escape. Diving deep in the heart, floating in the blue, and the ocean as ours. Let it carry me to you, 'cause love is an ocean. Love is an ocean. Love is an Love is an
This is so funny. Ooh, wait, I just realized the Uzi.
'Cause love is an
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Now we'll be able to shoot bananas. Holy... What is that? Oh, is that the M16? Holy shit. Wait. I want that. Oh, fuck, where'd it go? Oh, dear. I'm covered in banana. Wait, is this the... Oh, I kind of like this. I kind of like this new gun. Alright. Whee! Maximum banana. Whee! Oh, right, I still have the, the grass trimming boots on.
Stomp on the pavement, about to pop off with the squad can't phase us. When I say three, no machine, I'm raging. 1, 2, 3. I'm on a let me off the leash, got no control. Ain't no stopping me when I get up on my way, I'm on a y'all already know.
Oh no! Oh no. We summoned her. Worth it as fuck. Yeah, oh, got her, and we lived. Oh, I fell again. Save yourself.
Y'all already know that I'm in my zone. Y'all already know that I'm in my zone. I'm tweaking out the confidence, taking out a compliment. I don't need a compliment. On the room, rocking it, every single continent. Watch your best and topping it. Hey, 3.1459, knock you out easy as I'ma catch you out, catch you out, catch you out, catch you out, catch you out. Ambush, team mode, got a full bunch in the beam mode. Always first place in the ego.
You guys got this. Oh, damn. Oh, we placed in second, though. That's so cool. Very nice. Yay, I can put my glasses back on. Sight.
Y'all already know that I'm in my zone.
Oh, for those of you watching, drops are enabled, so if you're watching, you will get time towards some 3 different drops for the new update. saw the scout outfit, and I don't remember off the top of my head what the others are, but...
I need to keep you around with my feet tied, tied to the ground. The end's nowhere to be found. I don't know why you don't leave me to drown. Oh, don't know where to go unless you say. Don't know what to do unless you stay. Thinking that today will be our day, it'll be our day again. Let's get it. Winning, losing, either way I'm there. Got an attitude, I'm off the roof, up in the air. Let's run, I make it count, yeah, I'm talking right now. Feel like a comeback kid, got no time to spare. Double up the score, 22 to 4. You know I win a lot, gotta win one more. On a hot street, never gets old. Sorta with the ace and my team went gold.
Oops. I meant to put that in, like, whole chat, not DM. But good luck after 6, 7, I just noticed that.
I'll give it one more try. I don't know why, but I keep coming back every time. I want it more than my life. I don't know why, but it feels so right.
Fuck them bots, in particular.
Don't sell your soul. Don't sell your soul. Man on the moon, cutting line for the rhythm. Chew on your tongue like a dog on a sitcom. Hardwood floors, high heels on the table. That's my part-time angel. Said, do you get down? Tell me what you about. 'Cause tonight we going round and round and round and round and round. Just let it go. Don't sell your soul. Just take it slow. Don't sell your soul. Hands on the ball, read your mind like a crystal. Eyes on the prize, take them down like a missile. Broke, beat down, don't care for a label. Come through if you're able. said, do you get down? Tell me what you about, 'cause tonight we going round and round and round and round and round. Just let it go, don't sell your soul. Just take it slow, don't sell your soul. Just let it go, don't sell your soul. Just take it slow, don't sell your soul. Don't sell your soul. Don't sell your soul.
Oh, God damn it. I couldn't tell if I'd run out of bullets or my eyeballs were not going fast enough.
All of my bills, yeah, they gotta be blue. I apologize if it's racist. That's when I started when we were discussing my payments. Pay me, bitch. I'm in my bag, I'm in your bitch, I'm in my element. She educating with that brain, she real intelligent. You want that beef, then you gon' get cooked like it's Wellington. Now I'm walking, swinging big, they take a measurement. She got too much ass, got me tweaking, check the Fitbit. Wrote it on her chest, I ain't talking hieroglyphic. You should tape your mouth and go to bed, cause you watch chinless. Whip lifted, and my ribs, they spin like fidget.
Need a bio break? Should I switch to another mode? Oh, you can just take us out of the queue for a second. I could use a bio break as well, actually, so. So is it press and hold Q to get out of the matchmaking menu for us, and then we can just sit here. Or either way, can I? If we find a match while we're still matchmaking, if either one of us or any of us holds Q, then we'll. There, I cancel.
Bands on bands on bands, yeah, that shit really go on and on. Boy, you love to glaze, yeah, you rolling like a Cinnabon. Fuck a 360, crank a 99, yeah, baby, I'm that guy, I think it's
Sweet.
time we finally set
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna do a BRB as well.
Money on my name, and don't forget it. We finally up, we finally up, yeah. We finally up, we finally up, yeah. We finally up, we finally up, yeah. We finally up, we finally up. It's such a pretty day, I'm talking to the walls. I'm feeling disconnected, still won't make the call. I haven't felt like this since I was young as well. If it's all black and white, I wonder where I'd fall. Got a brand new chain. It's a brand new game. Roll day on my payroll, Halo. Logos from playing on Halo. Running that shit, running that shit, running that. Yeah, I'm up real good and I made them millions, it's all my fault. Swipe my card, I don't think twice, that's how I ball. Need my money, got money, and you ain't got money at all. In the crib with the boys and the dogs, so you know I ain't taking no call.
again, and I can feel you hold me. I let you inside my head again. I'm losing track of who I am, but why does it console me when you hypnotize? Just sing me like a lullaby. Just take me to a world where I'm numb to what lies become by your side when you hypnotize. I put on a smile to hide the blues, the feeling that I'll never fill your shoes. I take the pill to be with you while you hypnotize. Just sing me like a lullaby. Just take me to a world where I'm numb to what lies become by your side when you hypnotize.
When I see them birds sitting outside my window, I have to think of you. And I reflect on how hard it was this really meant to be. While watching those birds singing symphonies, I wish I could fly. To fly, it's a dream. Run too far, reach deep. To fly, it's a dream. When you fall, don't hear me. To fly, it's a dream. Run too far, reach deep. To fly, it's a dream. When you fall, don't hear repeat. I'm stuck alone. I wanna be with you. I'm guessing lonely, hope you miss me too. Still miss you even though things that happened between us two. I just wanna tell you, still appreciate you. My friends say they miss seeing us talk with each other too. I just wanna get to you. Fly to the sun, cause the sun in my life is you. My eyes follow you, your sky is so blue. My dreams fly away with you. Too far, it's a dream. Too far, reach deep. Too far, it's a dream. When you fall, don't hear it. Too far, it's a dream. Too far, reach deep. Too far, it's a dream. When you fall, don't hear repeat. When you fall, don't hear repeat.
Sorry for the super long BRB, everyone. my stomach decided to be a dick. Which is very rude. How dare. We're back. Scoots is having a food, so it'll just be me for a bit. No problem. Thanks, Bean. Let's see what I get up to in some squats. Ooh, there's XP in Savi Rebellion too, though. I let Mary know. She said she'd do solos till you returned. Hey! Invited Merriment to party. I go join the coin fiends. No, it escaped on me. Should actually probably show the update video, because I didn't finish watching it. Because I was just like, it's time to stream! Woo, excitement! But we could all watch it together in a moment. Here, I'm gonna catch this fish first, since it's here. Oh, a hogfish, that's new. Neat. Yeah, I wanted to know what the new things were, so let's go over to... you don't see this. Also, for those of you who don't know, let me coupon code in. We have... Oh. Can I do it from here? Or do I have to be out in the main menu? I might have to be in the main menu, so I'll be back. If you want to do... Why am I not remembering where the coupon code thing is? Ah, it's under extras and settings, that's why. So, love 2026 for Pride Month. Get you a rainbow scarf. And some sunglasses. But while we wait for, let me go to Pixile's page first, because I kind of want to watch the preview event too. That's the one that I started watching. But then there's the launch trailer. Watch them in order, so I'll watch this one first, and we'll go down the list. But... Pause Rot's music, which, by the way, exclamation point, Rot music. Give Rot lots of love.
Our planet is teeming with natural wonders. But on this island, the wonders are never exactly natural, nor are they unnatural. For Super Animal World is home to the supernatural. Every creeper, crawler, jumper, swimmer, diver, and murderer is the product of genetic engineering, naturally. And whether you're here to collect, detect, reject, infect, dissect, or connect,
Yes, Scoots, this guy made the music.
the supernatural world is waiting for you. Every day and every night. At the brand new Museum of Supernatural History. See you soon, naturally.
See, it's the Bugs Life update. I know it's the Supernatural,
Since you're
but
still here, you mind maybe smushing that like button? Smashing that
Smashing
like button.
the like
And while you're at it, smash the subscribe button.
subscribe button.
Tank full of a bunch of different fish, and he got mad at her, and what the f was that? Oh, I see. It's showing me where things are, and it's saying that 105 meters this way, there's a legendary. I get it.
That's neat.
So, 45 meters this way is something. Oh, it's a banana crab. Mink, mink.
Oh, pez vaca. Mira, mira, mira.
Did I mention that the aura of the new gun alone keeps people away? They just know. They're like, wow. Oh, 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 oh! What did I tell you? The aura! The aura of the new gun is all you need. No, okay, maybe you don't. You might need more than aura.
Wait, that's a new gun, isn't it?
37 damage.
What is it?
That is an interesting sounding thing.
Yeah, because it's a bullpup, so it makes a sound of a doggo.
Ooh,
Oh, it actually tells you how many people.
Wait, Merc!
Oh, I was
Merc!
so many people.
Merc! I'm going Merc!
I'm going Merc.
I'm going Merc.
Immediately.
Oh my god, it gives me the weapons it gives me. So for my Merc, it's my first weapon is the dual Uzi. I got the dual Uzis and the Uzi. I have double Uzis. Are you serious?
No one's seen that. Okay, no one's seen that.
Oh, we're just. Sorry, yes, sir. Go, 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 go.
Go back.
This is the big blob.
I miss being a part of that. That stuff was always so fun.
Blob.
I'm facing the wrong way.
Great. Bye, Max.
I saw Cass was there though, so they got a lot of really good big streamers for this event. I haven't been streaming as much.
Since you're still here, you mind maybe smushing that like button, smashing that like button. And while you're at it,
Smashing. And the launch trailer that was
Super
released
Animal
4 hours
Morale's
ago.
Supernatural update is here, and honestly,
It's here.
super buggy, but in a good way. Super Ants and Super Moths are now available in the research lab, including the new starter pack Super Luna Moth, and they're ready to crawl or flutter their way to the top of the food chain. It's also the grand opening of the Museum of Supernatural History, a sprawling multi-biome complex in Murr Woods, where you can finally visit your bug collection. Not to be outdone, the Super Animal Bay Aquarium now plays host to your hard-earned fish collection. And when you're
That's
in a party,
cool.
you can check out your friends' collections too. And catching those bugs and fish has a new twist. The island seamlessly transitions between day and night, with certain bugs and fish only appearing at specific times, including some new bioengineered discoveries. New tools like bug detectors and fish food make collecting more active and social, helping you track nearby bugs and improve fishing pools with friends. There's also a brand
That's
new weapon to
cool.
arm yourself with, the Bullpup Burst Rifle, with a bark to match its bite. You can test out the Bullpup in Saw vs. Rebellion by selecting the brand new Merc class and its randomized loadouts. The Supernatural update also features a whole new season in Animal Pass, new quests and NPCs, and a swarm of quality of life improvements we're pretty sure won't bug you. The Supernatural update is available now. We'll see you on the island, Super Animals.
Wow. They're on the same social hub. Ooh. Oh, there was a fishing frenzy right there. I queued us for duos, but I should have asked if you wanted to do Saw vs. Rebellion instead. Fish. Oh, Cappy came online. You're done eating. Yay. Gotta get you back in here. It's time to find Banan so that Banan can provide. Why look for weapons when you can just have Banan provide? Praise Banan, praise Moth. Guess I should probably pick up a weapon. Oops, I didn't mean to shoot the weapon. I meant to switch back to my melee and whack the box. I'll take that, I guess, too. Yay, a banana. I think the Deagle. Deagle's good. You can't see me, I'm disguised behind a tree. Ooh, I want to try out this one. I'd also love to try out having some armor. Oh, hey, look. Convenient. Ooh, okay, now we can both heal each other now. Take that, yeah. Get that tier 3 armor. I'm a bark. Or a bark. Arr. Hey, banan. Another banan. Oh, level 3. Oh! Dartfly. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, let me reload some shit. Alright. Just in case someone decides they're gonna be cheeky and come around this corner. They'll never stop us now. We have a stab move. Hey, buddy. Oh shit, I actually got him. Ooh, the crate. You don't say. Oh, this gun is great. I'm a big fan of this gun right here. Bite. Barks at you cutely. Where'd everyone go? Where'd all of our opponents go? Oh, we're down to just 5. So we got another team plus a solo. Oh, they're right up here. Hey, guys. Hold on. They're gonna come up from around behind us over here, though. Oh, yep, so it's just us and one solo now. They're gonna obviously be hiding in there. The gas is gonna end up taking them. Oh, there they are. Nice! Praise Banan! Whee! Oh, shit, I didn't mean to hit play again. GG's. Q! Let's get Scoots back in here. Scoots! Where are you? There you are.
Can you feel all the corners of the universe pull you down? All the hope in the world is starting to reverse, and you die. Don't you know that you shine like an Indian sun? You can be anything that you're dreaming of. Like a star, you're
Do you guys want to do Saw versus Rebellion or go back to Squads? Squads. Arr, 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 arr.
You can do so much more than you'll ever know. You're so real. Don't believe all the lies that subdue your whole.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's a mosquito and I don't need it, but get back here anyway!
Don't you know that you shine like an Indian sun?
I am a cat, I will catch bugs. I definitely need to turn stuff in, I think. And a pet. Ooh, hello. Hello, wait, nope, get your ass back here. How you feeling today, Joe? Blah. Fine, fine. After careful consideration, I've decided we should explore this existential concern to its fullest. Are we meant to be Zombie Joes sharing our gift, or survivors escaping our gift? Take the problem exploding head on. That's my philosophy. Which is why I want you to kill 15 Zombie Joes in a single match. I know that's quite a lot of Zombie Joes to kill all at once, but I think getting that much green goo on your guns might just snap us out of this survivor kick we're on. Or make it permanent. In any case, who knows if I can even pull it off. I saw a bug over here. Is it still here? Ooh, the big one! Oh my god, it's so fucking fast! Ah! Bug. Oh. Oh, it's just me. What happened? I need to join this social hub with you guys, I guess. Or... why am I not seeing you guys over here?
Somewhere to the sky for true. I look across the room. Katie's dressed in full bloom, yellows and blues, but I prefer kick drums and red wine.
I'll just queue us up for squads real quick. I'm just curious what's what's going on. Maybe after we play a match, I'll see you in the corner again. It says we're in the same social hub, so I don't... but perhaps I'm just a silly cat. Silly cat. Oh, weird. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently I have a quest to turn in over here, though. Can you not see my squad DM? I can see your squad DMs. Or, wait. The teams? I'm not seeing anything from the teams in green, which is weird. I'm seeing the direct DM from you in purple. Sar, what is happening? This is so weird, I know. I don't know, maybe I need to restart. But we're queued up, so I think that this will fix it. True weirdo. I'm a true weirdo. Okay, well, at least we're all here now, so we're gonna go drop in Myrtle Woods. I'm getting a bunch of friend requests, I just noticed.
Some people find it with devotion. Some with gold and some with
I'm dropping on this purple Uzi, I'll meet you there.
some like praying
Oh,
to
you're
the
kidding.
skies. Some
Who was a
like
bot and they took the
rolling
ammo.
in the skies. But I prefer kick drums and red wine.
Die, let me have your ammo.
Kick drums and red wine. I prefer kick drums and red wine.
Now I don't have any fucking ammo.
Kick drums and red wine.
Oh, hey, thank you. Take this gun for now. I'm going to assassinate all y'all. We did it! We did it! We got them! Silly bot team. Doing silly bot team things. Imumu is on! Yeah! Getting all the friends online. Don't forget to heal, Scoots.
I prefer kick drums and red wine. I prefer kick drums and red wine. I prefer kick drums and red wine. I prefer kick drums and red wine.
I went in for the ammo. Also, I kind of want to open the secret door. Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! Oh yeah, there's some good shit in here. That's why you gotta... I'm gonna take the Darkness Dart gun. Like, as much as shooting is nice, dropping their health is also very nice. One of my favorite things. So I basically have a favorite loadout now. It just needs to be a dart fly and then it'll be perfect. But dualsies, delightful. I gotta go this way-ish, but how far? Oh, the gas is in fact coming, so we really do need to go. Hello, I'm Moth. I blend in with tree. Hee. You can't see me, I am invisible. Yeah. So I saw Metro is in this lobby, so we're gonna be in for a time here at the end. It may seem safe right now, but we'll see what happens. I can just get that person down. I'm gonna tape one here, and then heal y'all. Taping two. Shit. I think that's Metro. Stay back here. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Ah! I got Metro. I'm gonna assassinate the fuck out of Metro because we'll never get him if they get him off. What do we place? Placed 5th, nice. Oh, my wife has awoken. The new bugs and fish have been donated. Oh man, there's so many more now. I must catch them all. At least I have all the pearls. I have haven't seen this place on the map yet, though. So this is my bug collection. Oh, now I can look at your guys' perfection. Or, not perfection, collection. Jeez. Huh. Ah. Wow. Now my food is here, I just realized. I'll normally put something like Scary Interesting on while I eat for those type of situations. It's hot as hell today here, so I'm gotta wait until later in the evening to go over to me mom's to do litter box cleaning, and it's trash night, so I gotta bring the trash down. So after this match, I will grab my food and we'll watch some Scary Interesting. I'm pretty sure Big Nose from Big Nose Bug, yes! Take the Vandalier. Take that too. Just like, ooh, yay. Guns I like. I'm chopping grass manually, but I got a banana. More bananas. Oh, we're gonna praise banana today. Ooh, banana. Praise banana and lamp. Ooh, dualies. I like that. Very nice. Really, really nice. It's a nice grill you got there. If you know, I'm tempted to play that video now, but I don't want to get my VOD taken down for copyright, because I think that person's monetized. They are a creator. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Oh, Scoots doesn't have one either. Here, Scoots. I'll take the T2. Take the T3. Take the T3! I actually kind of like having the tier 2 best. I don't know why, but this is just something I recently realized that I kind of prefer. I think it's because it's easy to, like, you know, you quickly do a one tape. Because, you know, you're just gonna get, if you get hit by something, it usually takes down all the ticks anyways, so, just me. The 3 is obviously better, but... God, I was about to start blasting that emu over there because I thought it was a person or another team. I had fear. Oh, even with getting the emu slap to go faster, the speed moo is still the fastest. Hold on. Abandoned ship. Wait, we all get our own now. Wee! Damn, if only we had a 4th teammate so we could have all 4 types of emus on our squad here. They cannot hurt us. We have emu power on our side. Oh. Oh, someone's coming. Nice, all of us got tier 3 now. I'm not a rat. Teehee, I got what I wanted. Legendary weapon! Oh, yeah! Oh, shit! Oh, no! Oh, no, they've unleashed a monster upon us! I hit someone with the dart gun, though. Oh. There, no. Distract her. Yes, keep her distracted. Oh shit, fuck. Oh god. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Extermination time. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. You know, I figured I wasn't gonna make it, but it was fun. My hunger is getting to me, so. I'll leave them, hit play again on accident. I will leave the group for a moment, let you guys play on your own if you want while I eat and, watch some scary interesting here. Oh, cool, we're already out. Okay, awesome. Let me just go to... Why? Oh, leave party, okay. Alright. I'll be here, just kinda AFK-ing by the bugs. We're gonna go to... First we're gonna go to this to pause the music, but then we're gonna go here to YouTube. Go to scary, interesting. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, there's this new one, The Mountain That Eats Men. It's definitely gonna be about caving. I can feel it.
This is Cerro Rico, also known as the Mountain That Eats Men. At its base is the city of Potosi. At 13,343 feet, or 4,067 meters, it is one of the highest and most unique cities anywhere on Earth. Interestingly, it exists for one reason and one reason only, to support the mine deep within the mountain itself, known as the Potosi Mine. For all of the horrible mines that have been covered on the channel, none of them even come close to this one. Even today, some estimates place the death toll at 300 men every single year. Consider this though. Men have worked there or have been forced to work there for almost 500 years continuously. So in this video, we're going to look at the mountain, the mine within it, the men forced to work there.
I knew it was going to be a mountain with a mine.
It was discovered in 1545. This is the story of the deadliest mine in history by far, and the mountain that eats men. One evening in 1545, an indigenous prospector named Diego de Hualpa was out in the Andes Mountains in Bolivia, desperately searching for one of his lost llamas. Unfortunately, the terrain he was traversing was about as unforgiving as it can get in this region. At more than 13,000 feet, or nearly 4,000 meters above sea level, the air was thin enough to make every single step feel difficult. The ground was desert-like and treeless, the wind was constant, and there was little in the landscape to use as shelter. With this search taking longer than expected, night fell and the temperatures plummeted, so Diego stopped near a rocky outcrop and built a fire. Not long after, Diego fell asleep as his fire burned throughout the night. By morning, something about the stone around him had changed. Where the fire had burned against the rock, a thin line of metal had surfaced. Diego then took a closer look at the small thread revealed in the ash, and when he did, he immediately recognized it. Through sheer happenstance, Diego had discovered silver ore. At first, he kept the discovery to himself. He began moving small amounts from the site and bringing them back secretly before selling what he could without drawing attention to himself. And for a time, this strategy worked, but eventually Diego told a friend about what he'd found, and he asked him to help work at the site. It was an arrangement that sounded fruitful in the beginning, but it didn't last. Whether because of a disagreement or simple carelessness, Diego's silver secret began to spread. Soon enough, word of the discovery reached Spanish colonists in a nearby mining settlement, including men who understood exactly what a find like this could mean. Once they realized what Diego had uncovered, they moved quickly to the unique mountain where the discovery was made. This mountain rises sharply from the surrounding land, and its reddish slopes are visible from quite a distance away. For generations, it was tied to old beliefs and was a symbol of sacred tradition to the nearby citizens, but with Diego's find, the mountain was about to mean so much more. Rather quickly after word got out, the mountain was claimed by the Spanish, and the first cuts were made to its surface. Silver ore was then taken out and carried down. The more this occurred, the more people showed up to lend a hand, and what had been an isolated place began to draw attention from far beyond the surrounding region. Diego himself, unfortunately, didn't gain much from what followed. In fact, later accounts suggest he was looked down upon for not revealing his discovery sooner. But the discovery of silver changed literally everything in ways that no one at the time could have imagined. People began arriving from across the region in waves. Spaniards came looking for wealth, and indigenous laborers were drawn by or forced into the work that now needed to be done, but more on that in just a moment. By the late 1540s, a community formed at the foot of Cerro Rico, and within a few decades, it had greatly outgrown its previous status as a modest settlement. The Bolivian city known as Potosi rose quickly from its base in a place where a city like it had no business existing. At such high elevation, the environment made everyday life difficult, with thin air, cold nights, and challenges importing and exporting goods. But none of that slowed Potosi's growth. The silver kept coming out of the mountain, and as long as it did, people kept coming in. By the second half of the 16th century, incredibly, Potosi had become one of the largest urban centers in the world as its population climbed into the hundreds of thousands. At its peak, it was larger than Madrid, Rome, and Paris, and it was even said to be several times the size of London at the time. Interestingly as well, because of those who flocked to the city, Potosi's population was unusually diverse for its time. The Spaniards and other Europeans made up part of it, but they were far from the majority. Tens of thousands of indigenous people from across the Andes were present, along with enslaved Africans and people of mixed heritage. And that mix affected everything from its economy to its social structure. And with that population came a level of activity that was consistent with the city's size, and Potosi developed into a very busy place. Silver was extracted from the mountain, processed, traded, and shipped out, while goods flowed in to support the growing population, like food, clothing, tools, and luxury items from far beyond the Andes. Potosi also almost immediately gained a reputation for excess. Opulent churches were built around the city in large numbers, but so were gambling houses, dance halls, and brothels. In short,
They had it all.
Potosi became world-renowned as reports of its wealth spread across the Spanish Empire and beyond. For people who had never even set foot there, Potosi became a symbol of unimaginable riches. With that said, though, the city's entire existence depended on one thing and one thing only. Every building, business, and person there was tied in some way to Cerro Rico. When production increased, the city expanded, and when it slowed, everything and everyone was subject to the impact. There was no separating Potosi from the mountain that rose above it. The city existed because of Cerro Rico, and everything about it was built around what came out of the ground. And near the end of the 16th century, it had become clear this was not just another mining town. In fact, just before the turn of the 17th century, Cerro Rico was already producing a massive share of the world's silver. Shipments left South America and were carried across the Atlantic Ocean to Spain, where they were turned into coins and used to finance the empire's operations. Before Potosi burst onto the world scene, there had been periods where the global supply of these metals couldn't keep up with the demand. That all changed once the mine was in full operation. It allowed Spain to stabilize its finances and expand its influence. Wars in Europe, which required enormous amounts of money to sustain, were funded in large part by what came out of this one mountain. During its peak years, the output from Potosi was so large that it literally influenced prices and trade patterns in places thousands of miles away. Back in the Andes, though, the process that made all this possible was becoming more demanding as the decades passed. The earliest, richest deposits were the easiest to extract. As those began to run out, maintaining the same level of production required more effort, organization, and perhaps most importantly, labor. The operation at Cerro Rico began as just a series of individual efforts, but with the significance of Potosi's silver to global markets, it needed to become something much more structured. The Spanish crown eventually took notice of this and believed the wealth coming out of the Bolivian mountain had become too important to leave unregulated. When Francisco de Toledo arrived as viceroy in Peru in the early 1570s, that was the situation he stepped into. The Spanish crown depended on silver from Potosi, but the output had begun to slip. In response to this growing issue, Francisco introduced a series of reforms designed to stabilize and increase production. One of the most important of these changes was the expansion of mercury-based refining. Lower-grade ore, which had previously been difficult to process, could now be treated and made profitable with the use of mercury. To support this, new infrastructure was built, including a network of reservoirs to provide water for the refining mills, but none of that worked without labor. In addressing that problem, Francisco's most significant move was the formal introduction of what was known as the Mita. This was a system of draft labor adapted from earlier Indian practices, but updated to meet colonial needs. In basic terms, under this system, indigenous communities were required to supply workers to the mine in Potosi on a rotating basis. The rules of the Mita made men between the ages of 18 and 50 subject to a draft. Each year, a fixed number of them were chosen to leave their homes and travel to Potosi to work in the mine for a set period of time. And the scale of this was enormous. Roughly 13,000 men were brought in annually as a product of the Mita system, drawn from regions that stretched across a large portion of the Andes. Participation was not optional either. Communities were assigned crews, and local leaders were responsible for meeting them. If they couldn't, they had to find replacements or cover the shortfalls themselves. That often meant selling possessions, taking on debt, or making arrangements that placed even more strain on their communities. And while this was being implemented, the Spanish crown reworked the tributary system, and instead of paying obligations purely in goods or labor, indigenous people were increasingly required to provide payment in money. This was a change that all but forced participation in the colonial economy. People who didn't have access to cash had to find it either by selling what they produced or by hiring themselves out as laborers. Together, these changes created an environment where the mine was no longer really relying on chance or voluntary effort. It was instead supported by a structured and state-backed system that could deliver labor year after year. As you might imagine, though, when that many people were removed from their communities, even temporarily, the consequences were massive. Agriculture was one of the first things to suffer. Fields went untended and harvest declined. The women and children and elderly left behind had to take on more work just to keep things running, and in some areas, the loss of labor led to long-term food shortages. And families were disrupted as well. Men left for Potosi, sometimes bringing their wives and children with them, and sometimes leaving them behind. And in some cases, entire communities became contributors to the mining economy, whether they wanted to or not. Thankfully, the system installed by Francisco didn't rely entirely on drafted labor. By the early 1600s, only a portion of the workers in Potosi were actually matayos, which was the term for those drafted into the system. Others, whether by choice or necessity, working for wages and trying to make a living, but the Mita still set the foundation. As a result, over enough time, the effects became visible across the region as population levels dropped dramatically in some areas as people left and sometimes didn't return. By the late 1600s, parts of the Andean population had declined significantly compared to earlier periods. But while the how and why each worker came there may have been different, once there, they all shared an experience that was nothing short of horrific. From the world outside, Cerro Rico may have been seen as a source of impossible wealth, but on the inside, it was a maze of narrow passages, steep shafts, unstable rock, bad air, and endless darkness. The deeper mines went into the mountain, the more separated it became from the world above them. A day and night stopped meaning much as a man could spend untold hours underground with nothing but a small flame to show the way. And the work itself was brutal in the simplest possible terms. Ore had to be broken loose, gathered, and carried back toward the surface. While some men chipped away the rock, others hauled out what had been extracted, and the worst jobs often fell to metayos, who were less skilled and more disposable in the eyes of the system. Workers carried ore in baskets, sacks, blankets, or leather bags, and some of these loads were said to weigh well in excess of 100 pounds. In some accounts, the burden could reach several hundred pounds at a time. Whatever the exact weight, though, men were expected to carry heavy ore through cramped, steep tunnels and along ladders that could break beneath them. This would have been dangerous enough on its own, but there was also no smooth path out of the mountain either. The passages twisted through the mountain in ways that forced workers to bend, climb, squeeze, and crawl while already exhausted. In the dim light, one misstep could be fatal, and a fall in those conditions might not only kill the person who slipped, but also injure the men below him. The miners and haulers worked with candles, sometimes fixed to their heads so their hands could remain free, and that small flame also served as a warning. In places where the air was poor, the flame could weaken or go out completely. Air too highly saturated with carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide could overcome a man before he had time to understand what was happening. And the temperature of the mine added yet another layer of misery. Deep underground, the shafts could be hot and suffocating. Then, in contrast, the city itself sat high in the Andes, where the surface air could be bitterly cold. Men climbed from the heat of the mine into the freezing winds outside. Illnesses spread easily in those conditions, and pneumonia in particular was a constant threat. This was then worsened by the dust inside the tunnels of Cerro Rico. Every strike against the rock sent particles into the air, and every dynamite blast, broken wall, and car or sack of ore added more. Workers breathed it in because there was no way not to, and over time, that dust damaged their lungs. The impact on miners' health was slow, but it was relentless. A man might survive the falls, collapses, and extremely long hours, only to have the mine keep killing him long after he left the tunnels. Men also worked until their bodies could barely continue. Many of them climbed with heavy loads and descended back into the mine just to do it all over again countless times. They breathed thin air on the surface and worse air underground. They ate poorly, slept poorly, and returned to the same work again and again. For many, the coca plant became part of their very survival in the mine. Chewing coca leaves, which are the raw ingredient in cocaine, helped dull hunger, fight fatigue, and keep the body moving when rest was not an option. In the mines, it became something closer to equipment or another tool that helped a worker endure. And the danger didn't end there. Hauling loads to the surface was only part of the process because the ore still had to be turned into silver. Early in its history, the richest ore could be processed with older methods, including techniques that depended heavily on indigenous knowledge. Early refiners used small furnaces known as guaras, which were clay structures with openings that allowed high Andean winds to feed the fire. As time went on and more of the mountain's easily accessible ore was removed, older methods were no longer good enough. The harder to reach rock still held silver, but increasingly it was locked inside lower grade ore. Extracting it required a different process, and as briefly mentioned, that process depended on mercury. With a process known as mercury amalgamation, ore can be crushed and mixed with mercury, which helps separate the silver from the surrounding material. This new method of production, however, just added more suffering. Mercury, in case you weren't already aware, is basically a poison. The people who handled it breathed its fumes, worked around it, or processed ore with it were damaged slowly and permanently. This created an environment where men working inside the mines faced one kind of death, while those working above ground faced another. To the Spanish crown, this mattered little. Mercury amalgamation was a breakthrough that extended the life of the mine and made lower quality ore profitable. To the mine owners, the process protected revenues. To the merchants living in Potosi, it kept silver flowing through the city. For the people closest to the process, though, it meant tremors, loss of coordination, memory loss, confusion, and in some cases, hallucinations, just to name a few symptoms. At some point in its early history, it's no surprise that the mine workers of Cerro Rico turned to a deity called El Tío, which translates to the uncle. Fitting for the location, he was usually red, horned, wide-eyed, and unsettling to look at. Sometimes he had the shape of a devil, and sometimes he looked more like a goat, but appearance aside, El Tío was treated with fear, respect, and caution. To the untrained eye, the hundreds of statues that still sit outside the entrance to the Potosi mine today can look like simple devil figures. To the miners, however, El Tío is a more complicated being than that. He isn't just evil, he's a guardian, a ruler, and a threat all at once. He belongs to the world below ground, where Catholic saints and church language are not welcome. Above the surface, many miners were and still are devout Catholics. They attend church and closely follow religion that influenced life in Bolivia for centuries. But underground, they believe another power is in charge. As the miners are known to say, God may rule the world above, but El Tío rules the mines below. As more and more workers kept dying from work inside and outside the mine, the workers turned to LTO to watch over them. As soon as LTO was adopted as their protector, the miners began to make offerings to the deity. They'd leave cigarettes, alcohol, coca leaves, and other gifts at the feet of his statues. Before they entered the mine, they would greet LTO, and during work, they'd even take breaks just to sit with him. According to the lore, LTO does not like being left by himself, so workers would stop what they were doing, sit with the idol, and share a smoke with him. The offerings are more than just a decoration to lay at the foot of LTO statues too. To the workers, they're a bargain. The miners hope that by honoring LTO, he'll protect them, lead them toward good ore, and let them come back out alive. But the deity is also known to punish despite these tributes. If neglected or mocked, he is believed to turn against the men working below. A collapse, an accident, or bad stretch of mining might be blamed on someone violating a taboo or failing to show LTO the proper respect. Eating inside the mine, indulging in salty foods before a work shift, or allowing someone forbidden, naming women, into the tunnel can all be seen as offenses to LTO. And faced with a deity that has a sensitive ego and a dangerous appetite for death, LTO is the power inside that all workers have to deal with. Maybe that's one of the reasons Cerro Rico earned one of the darkest nicknames in mining history. It is often known as the mountain that eats men, and it's not hard to understand why when looking at its history. For centuries, workers entered Potosi Mine knowing there was a real chance they would not come back out alive. They died in falls and collapses, some suffocated in bad air, while others were left to be slowly destroyed by the effects of dust, disease, exhaustion, or mercury exposure. And because of all of that, Potosi became associated with death on an almost unimaginable scale. In 1971, Uruguayan writer Eduardo Galeano suggests that Cerro Rico may have claimed around 8 million lives across the colonial period. It's a staggering figure that would easily make Potosi the deadliest mine in human history, but Eduardo's claim should be treated with caution. The exact number of deaths at Cerro Rico is almost impossible to prove in any accurate or meaningful way. Records from the colonial period were incomplete, and even where they exist, they don't give a clean accounting of everyone who died because of the mines. Other accounts suggest that number is closer to 2 million deaths, which still keeps Potosi in rarefied air when it comes to death in world history. Whether the real toll was much less than 2 million, as high as 8 million, or somewhere in between, the suffering behind the mine's existence was real for countless of men who worked in its tunnels. As the silver became more and more depleted from Cerro Rico, though, a different kind of suffering would hit the city and community that lived at its base. For a long time, the mountain seemed almost impossible to exhaust. The mountain poured silver into the world for generations, but as more mining took place, the richest veins became harder to reach. And the ore that remained was less profitable, more difficult to process, and more expensive to extract. And once production weakened, the city had very little to fall back on. For centuries, much of that wealth flowed elsewhere, leaving little in Potosi to protect when the boom ended. By the time Bolivia gained independence in 1825, the old silver economy had already been badly damaged. The mines were no longer what they had been, and the city that once symbolized impossible riches had shrunk dramatically. A population that at one time reached into the hundreds of thousands dwindled to a fraction of that size. In more recent times, attention on the mountain shifted toward other minerals, especially tin. New mining interests rose and new elites profited, but the city was a shell of its former self. In the 20th century, the mines became tied to labor unrest, union organizing, nationalization, then privatization, and the growth of cooperative mining. But still, not one of those things has restored Potosi to what it had once been. Cerro Rico still stands where it always has today, and it remains the symbol of the city below it and part of Bolivia's national identity. Even now, long after the richest silver veins were stripped away generations earlier, people still go to work inside the mine. The silver deposits are mostly gone, and what remains is a mix of lower-value minerals that earn miners somewhere between $2 and $40 a day. The Mitas system of forced labor has been left well in the past, but while much has changed from Potosi's heyday, just as much hasn't. To this day, miners still operate in dangerous conditions with limited resources and benefits that are almost non-existent. Many of these miners took over after the Bolivian government withdrew from money-losing state mines in the 1980s. The result of this was that the miners themselves became more independent, but that independence came with substantial risk. Each worker now has to survive on what he can extract, which isn't much, and safer modern equipment is often still too expensive. As a result, much of the labor remains punishingly basic, and men still squeeze into tight passages and break rock with hand tools. In some places, boys younger than 14 work alongside older relatives, pushing carts or carrying materials when they're not in school. Protective equipment is still rarely used these days, and a simple helmet may be the only real barrier between a worker and the dangers of the mine. The tunnels are still narrow, dusty, and poorly ventilated. Some miners still use older lamps that burn acetylene gas, partly because if the flame goes out, it warns them that the air has become unsafe. Dust also remains one of the worst threats to the workers. With enough time in the mines, breathing in that dust can lead to silicosis, a chronic lung disease that damages the lungs and makes breathing increasingly difficult. For many miners, the disease is actually an expected outcome of the job they do, contributing to a shocking life expectancy that doesn't exceed 40 years. The old tunnels are also collapsing with alarming regularity, and rock falls on a near constant basis. These and the mine's many other dangers cause an average of roughly 300 deaths per year. In recent years, the high number of deaths inside Cerro Rico has contributed to fuel debate about whether mining should be restricted or stopped altogether. But the solution is far from that simple. Potosi as a city is poor, and mining is one of the few jobs that can pay more than many alternatives. For families with limited options, the mountain is dangerous, but it also provides income, however modest it might be. After centuries of extraction, Cerro Rico is also terribly unstable. The mountain is riddled with tunnels from nearly 500 years of mining, and parts of it have already sunk inward. What remains above ground is not what it once was, and the mountain now stands hundreds of feet shorter than it did when the Spanish first began mining. Engineers believe it will continue to lose height, gradually collapsing into a flatter shape.
That's crazy.
Even with all this, though, families still live on the mountain. Roughly 180 households sit on ground that is slowly shifting and sinking beneath them. And inside those structures, walls crack as the earth settles. During the rainy season, the risk increases and entire sections of the mountain can give way without warning. At the same time, mining activity has not slowed. Thousands of men still work inside Cerro Rico. Estimates vary, but even lower figures place the number at around 10,000. In 2025 alone, nearly 100 people died in mine-related incidents just through to September, and of those, 90 were killed directly inside the mine itself. Now, before making this next point, it's important to say this is speculative because there are no reliable long-term records. But just as a rough thought experiment, if we take the reported figure of around 90 deaths in 2025 and assume that today's death rate is likely lower than it was in the past because safety standards have generally improved, then extrapolating that rate back to the year 1600 gives you roughly 38,000 deaths. Take the higher 300 figure I just mentioned, and that number jumps to more than 127,000. When the mine was at its peak and conditions were far worse than they are today, you can easily imagine how the true number could be much higher. Today, Potosi remains one of the poorest regions in Bolivia, and the mountain that once supported one of the richest cities in the world still eats men on almost a daily basis.
If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching, and a special thanks to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon or as a channel member. If you're interested, we offer early access videos that are released roughly a week before the regular YouTube uploads. Also, if you have a story suggestion, feel free to submit it using the form found in the description. Anyways, thanks again, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.
Yeah. Just make sure we're gonna streamception for a second. Okay, cool. I was just like making sure I'm still on the right stream screen. Oh, popcorn's on. I kind of want the abs apron. Oh, these are pretty too. Oh, hey, I think this is a new one. John Dory.
Standing in a crowded room, feeling so alone. I've met all of these people, but I don't know anyone. On a second story roof, the moon was in the sky. It was my first time alone with you. No one could interrupt.
Ladybug walked over into the tundra.
So bring on the good times. Nothing's gonna get me down. Bring on the good times. Until tomorrow, don't let the lights go out.
Ooh, the sun's going down. Look at that transition. Now we're gonna have the nighttime bugs and fish. Except we're playing a game, psych! Where are you? Oh. Damn, I was at least hoping I could down them. Whoopsies. Didn't mean to throw like that, y'all, sorry. I forgot that I only had a fucking basic bitch pistol, and that wasn't good enough. Ooh, hey, tier 2 armor. I'm so used to having that good, you know? But I wasn't kitted up for that just yet. Ooh, bananas. Yeah, banana. Excellent, I love putting cat mines at the entrances. They'll never see it coming. Alright, well we gotta go that direction anyways. There's not much of anything else going on in here. I need to keep hitting things or breaking, cutting the grass, words, because I am at like 19 health juice. Now I'm at 29 health juice. Yay, improvements. Okay, you know what? Normally I wouldn't switch my ninja booties for these, but because we want banan sacrifices, that's what's happening today. That's what we're doing. To the bamboo forest. Who's ready to throw bananas with me? Health juice, just what I needed. Banan provides. Shit. It's closing in. We got team on the other side now, too. Ooh. Careful, careful, careful. Ooh, I'll sacrifice myself. They're gonna think that we're gone now, so. But they're healing their resin over there, so be careful. Oh, fuck. Oh, that was so close. Slinks, you got this. Oh, fuck, that guy was hiding in there. Hang on, his OP fucking banana slipped himself, though. Save yourself, Scoots. Don't worry about reviving us or anything, just save yourself. So you got a long way to go, so... There. Whew, okay. Whenever I'm a solo against teams like this is what I like to do. I like to ride the edge. AKA edging, AKA uwu. But it's usually because everyone's trying to get back in the center, so you sometimes will run into people like that, but I play the avoidance game when I'm by myself. Like, no, I don't see you. I don't see anyone. You don't see me. Sorry, I'm backseat gaming right now. Oh, yeah, that was a good find. Woo, that was close. Oh, that's close. Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah, Scoots! That was good. That was a good game. It was very nice. We got third. Scoots put in maximum effort there. That was work. Working it good. Oh, hey, I got the legendary killer thing. No! But I want to catch bugs or fish in here. It's one of the areas I'm not usually in, so... Did your skunky best? You really did. You did great. Alright, I need to turn in things. I was like literally right by a guy. Ah, fuck, damn it. Oh, yeah. Ladybug. Fuck the ladybug. Oh, really? Is that the only thing I have to donate? Was what I just picked up? Oh, man, that's funny. Alright, well, we gotta sell things then. Free my inventory! Cash money.
We are the dreamers in an empty sky. Open up our eyes, sweet light up the darkness. What's beautiful tonight? We will elevate our light. Open the skies for us and we shine. We will elevate our light. We will elevate our light.
Keep wishing, Scoots exclusively a good luck, have fun. On accident. But I mean, you know, not on accident, I guess, because Scoots have fun and good luck. You got this, Scoots. And Mary, we all got this. My spouse is laughing at me. Oh, okay, it's not me you're laughing at. Oh! Oh, I see what you're laughing at now. My spouse is an artist, you see. And, may have drawn a dick on the very clean blanket. You know, some blankets have that fabric where you can draw things into it with your finger. Just a cock and balls. It's my remix to this song. It's just a cock and balls. Okay, someone needs to stop me. It's no longer a blanket. It's a wanket. Wank it. Ooh. Oh yeah, you wankers. Please stop me, please. Oh, bot squad. GG bots, GG. Uh-oh. Danger, you say? Ah, because there's that. Yo. Ooh, yo, again. That new gun, though. Woo. I'ma bark at you. Arr. I'm a rabid dog. Arr. That was fucking awesome. Oh, that's a bomb. I'm gonna keep trying to peck them for as long as I possibly can. I can't believe I'm still on this emote. What the fuck? How am I still... Okay, that makes sense. Well, I'm gonna hide in here. What could go wrong? Forget about me, I'm in the gas. Oh my god, you're adding to it? Amazing. My mother-in-law is now added to the dick. The dick is now jizzing. It's hair. Oh, dick hairs, my bad. Yeah, well, I need to go there anyway. No. Or yesterday. That's why I was like, I wonder if I should go over there yesterday. Yeah. I have to go today regardless because of trash night. Scoots needs ammo. Oh. Oh, those bombs. Oh, they're trying to box you in, but oh, if they come down, you can shoot that barrel at them too. Oh. I think it's just, our team and their team. There's just, yep, it's just you guys and them. One person. Yeah, baby, we did it. Oh, yeah, look at that. Woohoo! GG. Ow! Got one last one in you, Mary. It's been, you too, Scoots. It's been fun. Thank you, Beans, for playing with me. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me, too. But thanks for hanging out and stream with me and playing with me. And being your wonderful selves. Why am I like this? Why am I like this?
Why the fuck am I like this? Why the fuck am I like this?
Merriman, I snug you.
I'm sorry, I'm a piece of shit. I know I'm selfish and I have to live with it. Sometimes I wish I don't exist.
Tell me why am I like this? that's a bot team, and I'm going to assassinate them. Or, well, I thought I was, but now I'm not entirely sure. They fucking disappeared on me. Alright, almost to 10 bananas. Yes. Alright. Here, Banan Altar. I am ready to praise thee. Oh. I was not paying attention. Banan provides. Alright, Banan. What you got for me? Oh, okay. Yeah, alright, that's fair, that's fair. Skunk Bomb. Ooh, SMG. Fucking sniper rifle. I'll take the SMG though, that's nice. I like that. Damn, was this a whole fucking bot team lined up over here? Jeez. Sacrificial ground. My goodness. I'll meet you on the other side. Alright, I got another lucky cat mine. Where do I throw it, is the question. Ooh, this might be a good place to put it. I was hoping I could get in there for us, but I at least have a dart gun. Wait, no, Emu, come back here. Wait, I can save you! Thank you, Jesus Christ. God damn it, I can save you! Ah! Stop going into the gas! Oh, hello. There, guys. How's it going? Nice bomb you got there. Switching to healer mode. Above, above, above. Ooh, careful, careful. We're surrounded. Well, that was the final circle too, so... That was brutal, yeah, we got sandwiched immediately. Everyone was just like, hello, we're all here. But it was still fun. We placed third in the last one. We had a couple of wins today. It was good. I had lots of fun. I hope you both had fun too. I'm gonna play some Saw vs. Rebellion now. Hello? Am I... Oh, we're still in a party. Boop. Thanks for playing. Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for all the yip, yes. Yip, yip, yip. Yip, yip, bark, bark. Meow, meow. Oh shit, the dude I have to turn the quest into is literally right here. Oh right, he's the guy who calls me meat. Oh hey Scoots. I see you over there. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to... Hey, ChatGPT, how's it going? I love being a medic. It's just really good. The random one seems fun, though. I think, I should make a redeem for that. Where it's, play the Merc in Saw vs. Rebellion. It would be a good time to make some new, redeems based on SAR. The game has come a long way in the last year, and I'm really, really happy about it. Oh no, ChatGPT, I'm sorry! But only slightly sorry because it had to be done. Unfortunately, that's the way these things go. Meow, meow, meow. Wee, woo, woo. Oops. Didn't switch out to my dualies fast enough. Whoopsies. But hell yeah, Medic 2, let's go. Damn. Oh, nice. We took their A. Oh, I got B back. They took our C, but... Hey, come back here. I'm gonna ride you. I mean, what? Hey, buddy. How's it going over there, team? Ooh. Come on, team, we got this. Get that crate. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday. Oh, try to Friday. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday.
They come from Mississippi and La La Land. Wave hippies and the pop goth glam. It's just cause the parents don't understand. It was Brooklyn, it was Friday, it was love. From this room, you can see the stars. The other left bank, dreaming avant-garde. I'll sing my song on your borrowed guitar. It was Brooklyn, it was Friday, it was love. Angel choirs on the midnight heat train. Sing Beastie Boys, Kurt Cobain. Revolution, you can learn to dance to with a friendly face. On the way, try to Friday. It's just Brooklyn on
That was a close game. GG's. What mode now? Let's see how solos go. Hey, it's ChatGPT again.
Buried deep in sorrow, will tomorrow bring the light? In a storm that's raging, I feel caged in the dark of night.
Oh shit. I'm lucky I didn't get caught with my banana slip down there. Where are you? Oh shit. I picked up this beans that I took out banana Uzi though. Oh, a different gun. I need that. I need some variety here. Oh, I'm in the middle of everything. Oh. Yeah, we'll do a few more solo matches and then I'm gonna wrap up and raid, ideally to someone else playing SAR, so that those of you who still need your drops can get them, and then somehow, I guess I got one of them just by being in my phone stream screen, which I suppose that's a perk to not having the second monitor here, is that wouldn't have normally happened. I've never gotten drops during my own stream before. Goated as fuck. But no, I want to get the last 2 drops, so I'm gonna send this off to someone else streaming SAR for sure. Ooh, it's nighttime. There's gonna be nighttime bug and fish out. Almost got the cap. You're gonna get that cap. Blue Uzi right off the bat. Don't mind if I do. The bluesies. What's in the crate? Hello, I thought I opened you. Okay, I guess I'll take that. What's in the crate? Claw boots. Let's go trim some grass, everyone. I'll keep the AK for now. I want to see what I can get from Banan. Praise be Banan. Praise be Banan and Moth and Lamp. It's a bug's life for you and me. Oh shit, I'm full of banana. Where have you come from? Where have you gone? Where have you come from, bot? Goodbye, Barkley. And no, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for that bot either. I'm doing what must be done. Yes, I was gonna say, I think I have room for a few more of the bullets. Where the fuck? I think this is an actual bean. I'm trying to get guns from Banana, I just can't remember where a fucking altar is right now. Yeah. Arr. Hello, Super Tape Land. Just what I needed. Ooh, that person's an artist. They got a crayon. I don't want to kill you, but I guess if I have to. There should be a banana altar right up over in this general vicinity, right? Right? Wait a second. The fuck is my banana altar? Oh, that was a choice. Well, I think I can guess where everyone is right now. Over by the crate. Whee! Oh, yeah. I want that. Hello, I need another Uzi so I can have dualties. You don't see me. I'm not here. So I'll be in the top 5 because it's me and 4 others. Gonna get spicy. No thanks. I'm good, thanks. Yeah. That checks out. Oh, they won. Nice. GG's. Alright, last game. Castle Tigerfish. Oh, nice. Here, Mr. Bot. Where are you? Yeah, I'll take that though. Also, throw my 5 bananas down though. Health juice is good. We like that. It's definitely hoping for cool gun, but honestly, the silence pistol is still good. Aw, shit.
Solitude is bliss, man. I love me some of that me time. Don't gotta worry about no one. Don't got anyone all up in my face. You know that solo life? It's something special, man. Nah, I ain't lonely. I'm my own best friend.
Leave me and my banana alone. Damn it. I slipped on my own banana. Super Bears is great though. GG Super Bears. I bet Super Bear is gonna win the match.
Solitude is bliss, man.
There's only 12 of them left.
I love me some of that me time.
Oh, I got another weekly. I didn't even realize what it was.
Don't gotta worry about no one. Don't got anyone all up in my face.
Mothrin.
You know that solo life? It's something special, man. Nah, I ain't lonely. I'm my own best friend. Solitude is bliss, man. Solitude is bliss, man.
Before I raid and run. Oh my god, Mochi! Now I gotta keep playing. Mochi just raided me. Holy crap. Thank you so much for the raid, Mochi. I hope you had a good stream. Let me play some more game. I'm gonna play some Saw vs. Rebellion. That was so funny. I was literally just about to go find a Star streamer to raid. But yay! Welcome on in, Raiders. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Rinkuji-chan. I'm the fluffy, cuddly black internet cat who gives lots of snugs. I'm a SAR content creator, and I'm here to give you some fun entertainment while you wait for those drops. Meow. I hope you're all having a good day. You don't have to call it. It can be a raid train if you need. We'll play at least the one more game. We'll play at least one more. We'll still be a raid train, but, you know, like, I don't have to go technically for another 30 minutes, but I absolutely have to stop in 30 minutes, so I can keep going a bit longer. Glad you caught me. Yeah, it's good to see you. I saw you streaming when I came on. You went live like just before I did. I hope you had fun. I hope you also had fun at the preview event, and I hope you're enjoying the update. Not just Mochi, but for all of you who like to play. And I'll catch up on giving snugs to everyone who's spoken chat in a second. I normally have 2 monitors, so I'm much faster at, you know, getting things done on stream, but right now I'm still in the process of moving and I just have 1 monitor at the moment, so my apologies for not giving snugs quickly. But yeah, we're vibing here. We got some good jams. We got Super Animal Royale. I am the healer. I heal them. Sleepy Owl, no. No, come here. Please, get in my bullets. No, please. Yay. I sense danger. Oh, shit. Well, I did sense the danger. Move's going good. I go over to my mom's and take out some trash tonight. It's the trash night. And visit the kibbies. I miss my babies. My fluffy children. It's been a good last couple of days. Aside from we're under a very big heat wave right now, I think a big chunk of the states are right now. So it's hot, it's humid, it's sweltering, it's not comfy, but we're doing our best. Forgot the dart gun healed. Yeah, it's my favorite. Dogna's dart gun or the dart fly and pistols are my favorite loadout. Oh wow, I actually managed to hit someone with that. Oh geez, oh geez. Thank you so much for the follow, Bean. I hope you enjoy the snugs. Welcome to the cuddle pile. Sneaky. Oh, that won't do. Get out of here. Shoo! 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 Get out of our space. You're invading our space. This is our territory. You cannot have it. Shoo! Be gone! Ow. I've been egged. Oh, fuck. Oh, I've been egged. Well, at least I took a good chunk of them out before I went. Yeah, medic 2. Let's go, let's go. Hang in there, friends, I'm coming. And now I have a dart fly so I can heal even faster. Woo! Pocket, no, why are you running from me? Pocket, come back. It's quiet. Too quiet. The bridge of danger. Oh no, Grandma, what are you doing? Grandma, why are you doing that? Potato, what are you doing? Oh, that was a dude in a handball. Did we get him? Okay, looks like we got him. Hey, whoa, hey, who the hell do you think you are? Get out to me cave. It's me cave. Aw, Jesus. I'm slipping around. Dang it, I didn't mean to jump before I finished taping. Oh, wee. Did I hit anyone? Did I hit anyone? No, not really. Oh, shit. They got me. They got me. Oh, wow. I'm like me and one other medic carrying this team. Let's go. We do the healing. Now it'll be a little bit harder because I'm back down to just being medic 1. I'm not special anymore. I showed my family is just like trying to be quiet, and I'm like, the microphone, this new microphone actually is really nice at not picking things up far away. I'd have to streamception you and look at OBS to see it, because like I said, one monitor, but we're not gonna do that. Hey, we did it! GG's. Doobie 1:39 a.m. Oh no! DC Cool, get yourself in the bed. Get that sleep. It's good for you. Hope you have some good sleep.
I'm gonna live it up till 101 and eat every food and try every drug. I'm gonna win and lose till 202 and drink.
Ooh, a legendary fish. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's so shiny.
Just gonna do it all like I forgot how to read. I'm gonna score like a whore till 404. And when I get to the end, I'm gonna do it some more.
Good night, friend.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Gonna stop it then.
Oh my god, it's a cowfish. Oh my goodness. I gotta go turn it in. Just kidding, it's time to play another round.
Gonna live the sweet life till 505. I'm gonna live real free till 303. Just gonna do it all like I forgot how to read. I'm gonna score like a whore till 404. And when I get to the end, I'm gonna do it some more.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Stop living.
It's just state of mind.
I know I'm invincible. Gonna live the sweet life till 505. No, I'm not. Gonna stop living. It's just state of mind. I know I'm invincible. Gonna live the sweet life till 505. Gonna live the sweet life till
505. How did the pizza not come yet? Here we go again. Woo! Worth it. Medic 2. Very nice. We vanquished the mole. We gotta get that crate though, or we lost. Alright, one more game and then we'll wrap it and raid. We got 10 minutes left, so that's plenty of time for one more game. Holy shit, another purple pearl. I keep finding them now. Guessing that's the pizza. And the dog says bark. Arr, 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 arr. Arr, 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 arr. Hogfish. Jesus. Oh god. Playing distracted.
Break a sweat, break your neck, throw it down a rep and set, now pump it, now pump it. Sweat, she said bet, 7 days a week, no rest, just pump it real good. Bust it up, bust it down, just pump it real good. Bust it up, bust it down, just pump it real good. What's her name out? I forgot her. Big energy like Lotto. Put 4 G's on 4G autos. Penguin chain it, waddle. She wanna be working down.
Kathy! Hi, Kathy! I need to be shouting y'all out too. I'm sorry, I don't got mods right now. It's just me, and I'm on mobile. How was stream? I saw you were on SAR as well. I hope you're having fun. Welcome in, Raiders. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Rinkuji-chan. I am the fluffy, cuddly black internet cat who gives lots of snugs. And right now, we're playing Super Animal Royale, Saw vs. Rebellion. And Baby No Money wants you to pump it real good. Real good. Yours better than PC kept crashing? Oh no, I'm sorry, Kathy. Is it super hot by you too? I think like most of the US is super hot right now. I just imagine that that's part of the computer crashing. Like when it's just too hot. Because that used to happen with back at where I moved from with my mom. There's no like central air. It's 90 degrees, yeah, it's toasty. It's toasty out there. It's 96 here. It's not a good time. The moment you step outside, it's just instant swamp ass. You can't escape. There's no escaping the swamp ass. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna get my ass killed here. Going on out here? Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Okay, let's see what I can. Oh, I'm so screwed. We got quite the raid train prepping because this is my last game. So from Mochi and you raiding, we're gonna have a big raid train onto the next person playing SAR, and we can all keep getting our drops. Didn't mean to waste. Hello, waste. Shooting at nothing there. I misclicked. On the beach. On the beach. On the beach. Come back. Yes. No. On the beach. Oh no. Oh no. I can't aim to save my life today. Heck yeah. Hey, if anyone has raid suggestions right now, if anyone you want to go over to who's playing SAR, let me know. I'm happy to raid whoever. Because I don't think any of my Team Samora teammates do SAR that frequently. I think a couple of them do, like, a little bit, but... I wonder if Pole Shoe's live. I think they were live earlier, though. Is Sunflower Giggles still live? Could raid her, or were you streaming with her, Kathy? Perish. Worth it. Soloing today? She's playing Fortnite? Oh! Dang. I promised I'd raid someone playing SAR. But go Fortnite. Glad you had fun. I hope you're having a good week as well. Happy Tuesday. Or as us doggos like to say, Happy Tuesday. Nom 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 nom. But Rin, you're not a dog. Shh, it's fine. Cats chew too. GG's. GG's on the beach.
Yeah, I'm rocking with that. Is you fucking with this? Yeah, I'm fucking with that. So you rocking with this? Of course I'm rocking with that. Yeah. Is you rocking with this? Yeah, I'm rocking with that. Is you fucking with this? Yeah, I'm fucking with that.
And don't forget, Beans, if you haven't already, if you go into settings and extras and coupon code and you enter LOVE2026, you'll get some Pride items. I already redeemed it, so it's not gonna work if I do it again, but... Oh, wow. Nice. Huh. Dreamception onto the next location. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, every bean. I love you all. If you'd like to hang out with me and all the other wonderful beans outside of Twitch, here's the Discord server, 18+, just as I mark the streams. And all my other socials here as well. They're my link tree. Aw, Dev streaming. Alright. Who's streaming Super Animal Royale? Who's ready to get raided on? And I'm trying to come up with a raid macro in the back of my head. Okay. I don't know this person super well, but I did find someone streaming. The only person I'm following right now is Nakayan Cow. I don't think I'm pronouncing it right, but they're Asia and North America servers, so we'll raid them. I'm sure I've found them through the community and or other stream raids, etc. So let's give this bean lots of love. Let me get a raid macro set up for everyone. Feel free to use your own emotes if you don't have mine. It's Super Animal Bug time. That's the raid macro I'm going with. Go ahead and get that copy. Like I said, if you need to use your own emotes, that is perfectly fine. I love you all. I will see you next time. I've been kind of streaming sporadically right now, and that's going to keep happening because my schedule is kind of just all over the place and up in the air. Cute! Yeah, thanks, Scoots. It's my, my retro heart for my theme, my retro theme. Alright, let's go, Beans. Let's send him over. We're sending it. 1, 2, 3, send! Ah, good night.